Of Kickass Women. Join Jo over the next hour as she shares stories and conversations that are both inspiring and empowering. Having spent over 30 years in the corporate sector, Jo Sainsbury kicked off her heels and became a coal train driver working in the rail and mining industry. It has been her goal ever since to empower and support women who are considering a career change into an industry role, making the transition as smooth as possible. Jo is a walking, talking success story of how taking the plunge into industry can open up a world of opportunity. And you can do it too. If you're a woman working in industry or considering a career change, this is the radio station for you. Let's get into this episode of Kickass Radio.
Hey there, Glo-getters. Welcome to the Kickass Radio Show. Am I excited for today's show? You bet your kick-ass I am. Chances are you've heard the terms energy healing or healing energy thrown around in some capacity, and increasingly more lately as this ancient practice makes its way into the mainstream. But what exactly is energy healing? What can it be used for? Who practices it and how? Energy healing is a beautifully diverse, vast and encompassing field with methods and modalities ranging from ancient healing practices, many that are over like 4 millennia old, to new earth healing technologies. But first, why bother with intuitive healing? If you look at the body as a physical manifestation of energy, it makes perfect sense to cleanse your energy and restore health and harmony using the mind, body, soul concept, where one directly affects the others. Curious to learn more? Well, stay tuned. Energy healing is all about accepting that you are an energy being, a being that is much more complicated than just a physical body, a being that exists in multiple dimensions at the same time. So accepting and understanding that we can then utilize various techniques to restore our energy flow to gain the optimum balance across all of those dimensions. So there are many types of energy healing practices, and I believe the art of healing is within the capacity of everyone. Now, the true skill comes from the ability to combine different frequencies to induce a particular effect. So those different effects may be needed across different dimensions, because disharmony in our life does not necessarily come from just physical, emotional balances. Now, if you have any doubt you're an energy being, then today on the show, we're going to get some clarity. We're turning our frequency in with Carol Aravina of Diamond Light, who is a next level intuitive energy healer and life and wellness coach for women. Now, Carol has been a practicing intuitive energy practitioner for over 20 years. She has been certified in a range of modalities, including neurotransformation therapy, magnetic mind method, Reiki, NLP, bioenergetics, and holds a bachelor's degree in metaphysical sciences. Now, her passion and purpose is helping women, particularly empaths, to find and clear their subconscious stories of disempowerment and live free of anxiety and overwhelm. So by combining the power of the mind with energy science, her clients can embody their full potential and create a life they love with ease and grace. So today on the show, we're going to hear how sometimes it's beneficial and eye-opening to see what works well for others, and you never know, this might be where your answer lies. You are listening to the Kickass Radio Show Kickstart, where we talk about all things women working in non-traditional roles in varied male-dominated industries, and I tell you how it is. I'm your host, Jo Sainsbury, the Glo-getter, and I hope we can keep you in good company over the coming hour. A huge shout out to all the women working out on track and on site today, all over the globe. Stay safe and have a fantastic day or night shift. And this might be also a good time for a trigger warning that today's radio show may and does contain some adult language. So let's get into it. Hello, Carol. Welcome to the Kickass Radio Show. Thanks for coming on, and thanks firstly for sharing your valuable time with us today. I know you're super busy, but I also know we're all going to enjoy your company, and we're eager to hear what you have to tell us. So to kick things off, firstly, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career journey, and what made you pursue a career as a life and wellness coach and into the intuitive healing field.
Okay, how are you, Jo? Thank you for having me, and it's an honour to be here. Awesome opportunity. I'm super stoked. So where do I begin? Let's see. So I'm a mum of 4 and a grandma to 7. And as you said, I've been an intuitive energy practitioner for over 20 years. Certified in all those things you mentioned. Got my bachelor's degree. The reason I decided to go for my doctorate, because I didn't want to be just another old healer. I wanted to be taken seriously, so I decided to go all in and become, fully qualified in metaphysical sciences. So about 2 years ago, I decided to quit my day job. My energy practice was always a bit of a side gig. So a couple of years ago, I've came to the conclusion that I wasn't really living my purpose and my passion. I was flipping burgers in a BP kitchen. Prior to that, I had been a housekeeping resort supervisor. And basically the calling got so strong that I just decided to quit there and then, and with the support of my beautiful partner, decided I was going all in. And decided to just, follow my purpose and passion of empowering women, specifically empaths, healers, white witches, anyone that's lived a past life where they have, had gifts or worked in the arts, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And about 18, sorry.
Sorry, you're right, keep going.
I was just going to say about 18 months ago, it's all right, you go, because I think you're going to ask me a question and I'm going to answer it for you.
Oh no, I was just going to touch on. I know you migrated to Australia with your family when you were very young. So, did you always have this this ability? Do you think from when you were young?
I pretty much didn't realise I was an empath until I was in my 30s. And when I found that out, that explained my whole life. I had always seen, felt, heard things that were unseen and unheard by others. But I had a terrible fear of the unknown. My mum was quite, I think she was a healer and didn't even know it. She was always into, alternative, her own, what you would call, I guess, wives' tale kind of therapies. But she brought fear with it. So I had a fear of that. So I never really followed it. But it explained, once I became an adult and realised who I was and what I was, my whole life was like, oh my God, it all makes sense. Being overwhelmed by feeling others' feelings and just, every empath's nightmare, I lived without knowing it. So that's one of my passions now, is to actually help empaths to realise that, hey, this isn't a wound, this is an awesome tool. You just need to, embody it, heal the wounds around it, because most empaths have past life memories of, torture and trauma and what have you. Learning that was the turning point where I went, oh, right, this is actually a gift and I need to use it for good or not evil.
And as you said, 30, 40 years ago, a lot of this intuitive healing, it was taboo, wasn't it? It had a very
woo-woo.
And voodoo woo-woo.
Yes.
A lot of the older generation would never hear of it because of their religious beliefs and whatnot.
Absolutely.
So we've come a long way in those fields, and it's great to see that people like yourself are embracing it and offering the ability to assist others to embrace their inner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Powers.
So, introduce us to your business, Diamond Light, and the services that you offer the clients and how you help them.
Sure. So the reason I called my business Diamond Light is basically I work through what's called Diamond Light Grid, which is a holographic energy structure, and it's in the shape of an octahedron. So if you can visualize two pyramids base to base, if we could all, step into our true selves, basically we travel in this octahedron, and it's our blueprint, let's call it. And when that blueprint is aligned and functioning optimally, that's when you're connected to your true source or your soul source. And yeah, that connects you to that sort of, divine aspect or source energy, or, there's lots of different words we could use here. I just call it the soul's essence. And basically what I do is clear anything that is not of that essence. And basically that's things like limiting programs, beliefs, woundings, memories or stories from this life or past lives. Pretty much anything that's hindering you from fully embodying and radiating, your soul's truth, your power, your sovereignty, everything that, basically it's just finding all the really just stories that get trapped in your energy field from experience. And what happens is they get trapped within the cells, the DNA, the blueprint, the subconscious. And what can happen is, if you can think of us as the mind or the human experience as a computer, we all know what it's like to have a rogue or corrupt file. It starts to make a computer play up, and basically that's what it is. I find those corrupt files and delete them, and then upgrade the system with, more beneficial programs, let's call it.
So broadly speaking, so we say energy healing, it's a holistic healing practice that works on the body's energy, to remove, like I said, the blocks, clear stagnation, and bring healing energies in. So in doing that, our body's innate healing ability is activated when you say, you delete those old files, and you get the body and mind beginning to heal themselves and progress from there. So now it has become increasingly more mainstream. And it is a form of complementary and alternative medicine based on the belief that, vital energy flows through our human body.
That's right.
Body. And that's a fact, isn't it? Like the
goal our bodies are made to regenerate. And, realistically, we're supposed to live, for forever or a long, long time.
It's so to balance that energy flow that's what we need to function, harmoniously within ourselves, reduce the stress and anxiety that we all live with, because, as you said, of living with those limiting self-beliefs, having those corrupted files within us. So to get that out and live into your true full self, and use the power that you have within yourself, that is such a better way to live your life, isn't it? Like a better
absolutely
life.
And it's really about embodying and owning that infinite supply of source energy. And realistically, we all have the power to heal ourselves, and we all have the same power as everyone else. We all have the same resources. We all come here with the same tools. It's just that we're conditioned by society, religion, families, whatever, to believe otherwise. Anyone can do what I do. You just got to choose to do it. Anyone can do energy work on themselves if they choose to do it.
Yeah. So with your work, can you describe your work and give us a few examples of what you actually, what your modalities are, and what the clients experience like when they do a session with you or multiple sessions with you?
Sure. Like I said, it's all about energy, and energy seeks to, to flow and expand. It's just that innate life force that always wants to grow and expand. And as we've already said, that everything is energy, and everything we know is reality, including us, is energy. So what we need to do is find the resistance to that flow, and really that resistance is what we experience as disease, whether it's body, mind, spirit, or emotions. So my services are aimed at clearing that resisting and restoring that flow. And the better that energy flow is, the more light or source energy you have, and the more that you can embody a better quality of life, health, vitality, and that sort of thing.
So do you do that? Is that through massage or through hypnotherapy or through?
Well, no. What I do is, I suppose my superpower is that I connect into your energy structures and find those blockages or whatever's hindering the flow. And how I do that is I connect into your energy field and actually connect into your soul's essence or your soul's genius. Okay, so your soul is what guides me as to what needs to be done and where the problem is. because things can be trapped anywhere, whether it's in your it can be in your subconscious, it can be in your chakras, it can be in your etheric bodies. You can do this past few months I've been doing a lot of ancestral or epigenetic healing. So you're carrying programs or beliefs from your ancestors that aren't relevant anymore. Look, an example is the other day I had a client who he's a coach and is an empath and trying to, excuse me, expand her, step into her power and start living her purpose and passion. But she has a fear of power. And through working with her, we found that there's an ancestral belief that power is bad. So she's never going to be able to step into her power while she's carrying that program. So it's a matter of, like I said, finding that story and where it's trapped, and then using energy tools, procedures, subconscious reprogramming, whatever's needed. I have like a big toolbox of different things that can be applied for different needs. Sometimes I might get the client to visualize. I might get them to breathe into a certain part of their body. Sometimes we'll do a bit of timeline therapy. It just depends on the client and the need, and whatever's, it's like putting your computer into the computer shop and let them go through the whole system and find where the problem is. And so it's hands-on energy. Sorry?
You're drawing from their energy and you're diagnosing.
I read the energy, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, reading the energy field and seeing what's in there, and then with basically, a bit of, sometimes it's hands-on energy work. It just depends on the client. It's not a specific thing. Like I said, it's a range of tools, procedures. But basically, the client just gets on the magic red couch and I tune into their field. All the work's done through the field. I don't actually touch the body. And then I talk them through it. They always know what's going on, where they're at. And, they always experience by seeing or feeling, or, sometimes they may have emotional releases. It just depends on the client and where they're at, and their level of awareness also. Some experience more than others.
So you'd be in a very, sorry, you'd be in a very,
no, you're right.
Sorry, you'd be in a very relaxed state of mind then. So in and
absolutely.
out of consciousness, and that's where all those blockages are being felt and identified.
Yeah. So, basically the client goes into a very sort of meditative state, totally lucid. There's I don't do hypnosis or they're totally aware.
Total relaxation and
totally, yeah. Some clients even fall asleep, and sometimes they're actually taken away if the work that needs to be done is too deep, or if the trauma is too emotional and they don't need to re-experience that memory, or they literally are taken and they go. And then I'll just sort of do the work, and then as quickly as they go, that they're back and they're like, oh, I think I nodded off. And I'm like, no, you were just taken out of the picture. Some people have trouble logically letting go of controls.
Yep.
So sometimes spirit just goes, we'll just whip them out of the way for you. It's very entertaining, really, Jo.
And well, that's because I've read a fair bit up on it, and some of the things I've read that you may feel the coolness or a mild tingling, some aches and pains might come to the surface. You might see the coloured lights or the images in your mind.
Absolutely.
You can feel that you're floating. So, and we know that when you do get into that very relaxed state of mind, those things do come to forefront, don't they? Because I know
absolutely
when you practice meditation and when you do like yoga and those kind of therapies, that when you get into that very, very relaxed state of mind, all that does come. So if you're
it just allows you to expand your awareness beyond your physical body, really. And I always tell my clients what to expect. So like you said, there's you might feel cool or warmth, you might get rushes of energy, you might see, you might hear, you might feel, or you might just sleep through the whole thing. It just depends on the person. You experience everything, or you may experience nothing, but everyone experiences something, Jo. I've never had anyone get up and
It's
You're
very
right.
interesting. It's very enlightening for me, and I have used a couple of or been involved in a couple of different therapy sessions, and it freaks me out a bit, to be honest, sometimes.
Right.
But then you appreciate it when you walk away from it. It is an enlightenment moment, and you think, oh wow,
Yeah, absolutely.
It brings so much to mind, and it does bring you clarity. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Speaking from experience, it's very very eye-opening.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Like I said, most people experience something and by the end of it are always like, wow, especially if they've never experienced anything, because they're like, they can literally, I had a fella here last week, first time has never done energy work, and I could feel his resistance. Like he didn't want to be there, but he's chosen that he needs to deal with what he needs to deal with. And at the end I said, so how do you feel? And he went, hard to describe. He said, I'm not numb, but I feel more. And he actually expressed with his hands, he felt himself as there's more space, is what he said. There's more space around me.
More open, yeah.
More expanded. That's right. So because we did do a bit of clearing on him. So I love that. I love that feedback that, someone can go in not believing or not knowing and always experiencing something. And it's always enough that they go, oh wow, this is real. And I'm like, yeah, mate, your energy, this is real.
Yeah, when we're talking about the clients experiencing this, so what are some of the benefits that your clients have seen, like due to their experiences working with you?
Oh wow, okay. So obviously the obvious ones are a sense of feeling lighter or clearer. Especially if they've had a big shift or a big clearing, lightness of a clarity. Someone that may have come in with a very noisy, busy, stressful energy field walks out with a nice, quiet, calm, head and energy field. I've helped a few people quit smoking, healed relationships. Pain, someone can come in with a physical pain that's been there for years, and it's just because they were just carrying a wound that's manifested and turned into a permanent pain. Feelings of, freedom, empowerment. Generally, it's a sense of lightness, like a load's been lifted, and a sense of calmness, I guess. And obviously, more energy, more vitality. I've had clients whose lives have just changed direction because they've healed those woundings, especially someone that's, lived from a mindset of not being good enough, to step into, choosing their joy and their passion. And like I said, and especially most of my clients are empaths. So healing those old wounds, not understanding why they feel what they feel, being scared of speaking up for themselves, or, lacking self-worth. And, that they're pretty big, impactful things. If you're living from not being in your own power or feeling not worthy, life plays out pretty ordinary. You know what I mean? It's very hard to feel success and joy and happiness if you don't feel you're deserving of it.
And how often do we hear of people's experiences, like they live with an emotional or traumatic experience, and it manifests, and it just that is the whole sole reason of their stress and anxiety. And when they finally do something like the intuitive healing session or whatever they do to open that wound, to confront it, to deal with it, to get rid of it, and that empowerment afterwards, like how many times do we hear? And it's been the whole source of their issue all their lives. So if they hadn't done it
all their lives,
15, 20 years ago, what kind of life would they have led,
Absolutely, absolutely. And, even physical ailments, all have that core, it's all really comes down to an emotional wounding. Like the physical is the last place it manifests, So once something becomes physical, you seriously need to start looking at what it is you're carrying, what the wounding is in that, subtle body level, because, once it becomes physical, that's really your body going, you really need to look at this now,
And that's right. So
And,
the simple answer is anyone and everyone can benefit from it. And even if you don't totally understand the how behind it, you can benefit from these sessions. And like we said, anyone, it's excellent for anyone experiencing like fatigue, disconnection, anxiety, stress, or general sense of feeling down or low. So, like you're saying, very complementary for physical disease and illness. So particularly, I've heard particularly for chronic pain or autoimmune disorders.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So people,
it's basically, and it's regardless of your awareness of energy, you don't need to know or understand any of it. It still works, you don't have to really even know what you're going in for. You just have to, obviously most people, by the time they come to me, they've been to the doctors. I've had so many clients that have been to the doctors as specialists, and, like I said, this fellow that came last week that wasn't too keen, he's basically been to psychologists and psychiatrists all his life, and all they've said to him is you need to get on antidepressants. And that's, I said to him,
the answer, isn't it? That's
the answer for everything. You're not happy here, take a happy pill. Let's how about take that Band-Aid off and let's find why you're feeling what you're feeling. And it always comes down to a childhood trauma, a childhood wounding, or a past life thing. That's just they're carrying this belief, and it can be overpowering. It's like having a blanket thrown over you. You can't live life through that blanket. You can, but it's not very pleasant.
No, that's right. And as we said, when they have that enlightenment, how different their perspective is and how different their life turns out to be.
Yeah. So it's an instant relief to see them when they clear that. It's an instant relief. You can literally see them go, thank God that big heavy blanket's off me. It's great.
Yeah, and very satisfying for you to see that too.
I love my job. Just that's my motivation, is to get that end result, because I'm very sort of result driven, and I make sure that they walk out a lot lighter, clearer, and happier than when they walk in. Yeah.
All right then. Well, we're just going to take a little break and listen to one of our show sponsors, and we'll be back soon.
Hey Glo-getters, have you heard about Kickass Women? Founded by Jo Sainsbury, Kickass Women is dedicated to empowering and supporting women who are considering a career change into an industry role. Visit our brand new website at www.kickasswomen.com.au or follow Kickass Women on Facebook and LinkedIn today to keep up to date with all things Kickass Women and the incredible opportunities and content we have for you. See you there, Glo-getters.
Okay, thanks for tuning back in. And we're chatting to Carol Aravina, an intuitive energy healer. So we're going to come back in, Carol. Let's jump into the main focus. When it comes to health and wellness, how is the work you are doing helping to make a bigger impact, especially for women?
Well, I think at the moment there's a big shift, worldwide of the women's empowerment. And I think women are starting to step up. The world needs that balance to come back. So, a lot of women are sort of waking up and going, okay, there must be more to my life. What am I here for? And like I said, I tend to attract the empaths, the healers, and those that I really believe at this point in time, the world is needing all of those souls to step up and hold space, whether it's to bring their gifts out into this lifetime, or whether it's simply just to embody their light and their power, just to hold space for the world, because old structures are collapsing. And I think my work is in helping those women that are ready to not even step up, because I had a conversation the other day, and step up's a bit daunting for some people. So step into their power. Their power's there. It's not separate. They own it. It's just embodying it and going, okay, I'm here to do something and I'm ready to step into that role. So I feel like my job is really, I'm the prep girl. I'm going, righto, let's dust off your wings, dust off your tiara, and get ready. You're going to go on stage soon. You know what I mean? And that's literally, I'm finding that's who my clients are. It's women that are getting ready to get up on stage, to do and be who they came to be and do in this lifetime.
Fulfill their purpose or live into their purpose. And that's what I have a saying, you need to step in, then you step up, and then you step out. So that's
beautiful.
What I say in my industry here.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
love it.
And today it is a new world. We are living in a new world, over what we've all been through over the past 18 months, near 2 years. It is a new world. We've got a new world ahead of us. So when you change your beliefs and perceptions of the world, you can create a whole new way of operating in the world based on your own strength, your power and resilience. So we all need to step in and step up and then step out into those powers.
Absolutely.
And live within our purpose. And so, no.
And also, sorry, Jo, and also I think it's important for the next generation, so that they're growing from, with others that are not carrying their old woundings or suffering from that patriarchal, past conditioning, so that these kids are going to be growing, in a more balanced environment.
Yeah, definitely. So in a time when self-care, it's a trending term, but it's very, very important at the moment. How do you categorise energy work with self-care?
Look, I get all sort of antsy when it comes to that. I really don't understand why energy work isn't taught at schools. I mean, we're energy beings, so why aren't we teaching everyone how to maintain their energies? We clean our teeth, our bodies, and our houses and our cars, but who tells you that you've got to clean your energy field? We interact energetically every day, and yet have no idea about the impact of that. When you go to a shopping centre and you come home and you're feeling really groggy, well, it's not just because you've just spent your money. It's because you've been in a shopping centre full of people that are also stressed and angsty. And you come home and you feel groggy. And if you knew it was energy and you're aware of it, you'd come home and clear it. You could clear it in the car before you get home. You know what I mean?
Exactly what I was saying. Sorry. Yeah, like for people.
Yeah, you're right. What was that?
For peak performance and heightened self-esteem, you have to carve out time to truly care and look after yourself, because otherwise you're going to be feeling mentally drained and physically drained, and you deplete your self-esteem when you feel like that. So as you said, it should be taught in school how to look after yourself and keep your mental health and your self-esteem prepped and ready to go.
Absolutely. It should be a class, general energy maintenance, and kids should be told, or everyone should be told, that they are more than their physical body. Then you can't look after something if you don't know if it's there. If everyone was aware that they are an energy being and they've got energy bodies and energy systems and energy centers, and we all started looking after that, it would be a different world, health would be vitality and joy, and it would change everything. I'm sort of all for empowering individuals in taking charge and care of their energies. And every client leaves here with an ebook that actually teaches you a really simple way to maintain your energies. It's not hard to do energy work. Energy work is breath, intent, and focus. You can direct energy to any part of your body with your intention and your breath. And that's all I use on my clients. I say to them, breathe into this part of your body. We're doing this now.
I just had a thought there, like when we're talking about that, what about our, that we all have that inner voice and the messages that we usually, we listen to instead of getting rid of them and kicking them out. But we need to more spontaneously go with our hunches and our gut feeling, because that's energy there, isn't it? That's true energy and inner energy when you need
Absolutely.
to go with your intuition and your gut more all the time. And
that's your energy genius. That's your energy intelligence. We've all got that, and it's just that we're not taught to listen to that. And
that's right. And if you listen to it more, if you went with your intuition and your gut more, you would make so many.
You'd be more in control of your life. That's right. That's right. And and that's part of again, not knowing that you are energy and that you're guided by your own, divine intelligence. I mean, literally that process, it teaches you how to just turn that tap on. We've all got a tap. We've all got access to the same source, the same supply, the same resources and tools. And if everyone knew they could just turn that tap on and access it 24/7, absolutely, it would change your body, your mind, your emotions, your everything. And learning. And the reason I think people don't listen to that is because we're discouraged to not feel, and we're encouraged to think. It should go hand in hand.
Yeah, and it is. It's a well-known fact that our thoughts and emotions directly affect the health of your body. So the power of your mind should be translating into your energetic vibrations and creating that strength and well-being within. So yes,
absolutely.
I totally agree with you in that.
Yeah.
And, I loved there was a saying a quote that you said, like, it was, don't let someone dim your light just because it's shining in their eyes. So, yeah, if you believe that you need to take this action, you need to take it action. Don't let, someone else put you off or...
Absolutely, yeah. And if everyone trusted that wisdom and that genius and turned on their own little light, again, it would be a different world. Everyone's got the same shine, the same radiance. It's just a matter of whether you are encouraged to let yours shine. But if you've grown up in a family or a country or a society where you weren't encouraged to be empowered, why would you trust that genius or that intelligence? Because you've been told you're not smart enough, you're not good enough. If you're brought up religiously, how dare you think you're, divine-like and have these divine superpowers? So we're dumbed down and belittled from day dot.
And we were put into those boxes years ago.
Yeah, so it's very hard for people to trust their instinct because they've been told otherwise. It would amazing if everyone could encourage their kids to, you're an amazing, powerful being of energy and light, and you can actually control that. You create with energy. That's what we're here to do. We're here to create an experience. But we're told, but you're at the same time, you're powerless, and how dare you think you have any power anyway? So
when we talk about self-care, then how do you care for yourself? Like, what do you do for self-care when you are in your own power?
Well, because I do work with energy and with other people's energies, I have to be particularly aware of that. I've known of so many healers that because they don't employ that energy maintenance end up burning out. So I have a process that I do before a client, after a client, this process that I do daily, and basically it just makes that tap stay open. So I've always got access to energy. Being grounded is very important. The average person is just not grounded. People don't know that grounding is so important. So if you're on the planet, you have 2 points of contact, which is the source of your being, which is your access to that continuous tap, and then you have to be anchored into the earth, and your experience is between those 2 points. So if you're not connected to your source and anchored on the planet, you're all over the place. You're like that blow up man at the that flaps around. And and literally, I'd have to say 99% of people that come into my clinic are ungrounded. And, due to grounding, I go out and stand on the ground, or I go for a walk. I'm going, not quite the same. That's a lovely thing to do, but to consciously anchor into the heart of Mother Earth and connect your energies, and that's really anchoring and grounding. That's it. And when you do that, you're then just, if your energy structure is solid, you know what I mean? You've got a solid base. You've got, and we do need earth nutrients because we are living on the planet and we are, of the material. So when you're anchored and connected into Mother Earth, you actually can access those elemental nutrients that you need as well for your energy field. So, you know, connecting, anchoring, and once you've got those 2 points, you've got access into all that you need energetically. You know, those 2 points provide all the energy supply that you need to live a healthy life and have all the resources to create your reality, and, you know, and also maintaining that clarity. So I connect, anchor, expand, and energize my field every day. So I've gone from a ratty empath that suffered anxiety attacks for 12 months just through burnout for being an empath and not knowing about energy. Yeah, and, you know, went to a naturopath for 12 months. She had to rebuild my whole everything, my digestive, my adrenals, my nervous system, everything was burnt out. And, you know, lots of doctor's trips. Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm like, okay, so why can't I leave my house? You know, why do I have anxiety attacks every day and every night? So, you know, that's when I sort of discovered I was empathic, started doing the energy work, and now I live a beautiful Zen life. You know, I'm not troubled by the external world anymore, just through that maintenance. And anyone can do it, Jo. And I actually have an ebook that anyone can download from my website that takes you through that process. And it's literally 3 breaths down, 3 breaths up, 3 breaths out. Do that every day. It'll take you a minute and a half. That's it. That's energy maintenance.
I was going to say we just answered that next question. I was going to say, what are some simple things we can all do to align our channels and elevate our frequency?
Sure. So, that's as simple as I couldn't make it any simpler for my clients, because everyone's like, I haven't got time or this. Mate, you've got time to, and it's really, like I said, your breath and intention that does it. So you literally decide, I'm connecting to my source. You take a few breaths. You can visualize if you want. You know, you can pretend there's a point of light up there, or a symbol, a star, or a word, whatever you choose, and just choose to connect to it. And then you draw that energy or that essence down through the center of your body, take it all the way down, and that sort of recharges and clears and aligns all your chakra systems. See that energy coming out from your feet, and then you use your breath and intent and send it all the way to the center of the earth. Hey, presto, you've just connected and anchored. And then to finish off, you breathe from that point above, from that point below into your heart center, blow out in all directions, 360 degrees. You've just cleared your energy field and charged it up with energy.
And like
simple as.
I'm a big believer in self-care, and I've got my own routines and little rituals I follow, and I got introduced to it last year. Was a meditation, a morning meditation, and it's from Abraham Hicks, and it's about setting your daily intentions. So you set your intentions for the day, and I absolutely love it now. And so I listen to it every morning, and you wonder, why didn't I know about it 20 years ago or 30 years ago? But it does. It sets it frames you for the day, and it does give you that. It is an inner peace. It's when you're ready to go after you've done that little bit of meditation and you set about on your daily routine. You are like you're floating. You're walking on air right. to do all that stuff. And
it's not that it rubs out the stresses of life. It just means that when you do that energy maintenance, you're centered and balanced and connected to your source, so that whatever presents to you, you're able to see it from that point of balance. It's all about maintaining that point of balance. And lifestyle stress throws you off that balance. And once you lose that balance, like I said, you become that inflated man that flaps around. And it just perpetuates, because once you've lost your balance, the next stress, the next stress, the next stress, it just gets worse. So, and that's why it's that maintenance. If you try and keep yourself centered and balanced, it's a lot easier to deal with the stresses and pressures of life, because, that's not going to go away. That's the whole idea of that, is to help you to grow and expand. So, there's got to be a bit, it can't be all love, peace and mung beans, otherwise it'd be boring.
That's right. And as we were saying, look, when you are centered and balanced, on that morning ritual, when you are confronted with, something that's throwing you left of field, well, instead of going into anxiety and stress and panic, you're actually reframing. You're looking at the situation saying, rightio, well, how are we going to deal with this now? So you're looking at it with more open perspective. rather than going into panic mode and thinking, oh, I wasn't planning on that today, or that shouldn't have happened now. And so it does. It gives you a lot more open perspective. Yeah.
It means that you're not reacting; you're actually acting from a point of balance and balanced discernment. I guess that's the difference. You're not reacting. All
right. Well, and I'm sure everyone will put your link up to your ebook in the show notes afterwards. But so our next project for you, where are you in your life and your wellness coaching and journey, and what next for you? Now, I do need to note you were featured in the Feminescence magazine, which is, for the listeners that don't know, it's a leading Australian women's empowerment and development magazine. And you're also a co-author of Unlock Your Feminescence Code, which is an affiliate to the Feminescence magazine. So what would you like to share about those great opportunities that were presented to you?
Wow, they're pretty amazing. That was a little bit scary for me because it was that final moment of having to step in and be seen and heard. So it was basically like I just took a step forward. I just went, okay, that's what we're doing next. That's what we're doing next. And it was just the next part of the evolution. Like I said, I've been hiding for a long time. My business, my passion and purpose was always a side gig. I never really gave it the value because I had my own things. I mean, I've done a lot of work on myself, in the last 5 years as well. I've had to clear my old stories of power and, because I also lived lives where I was persecuted so I've done anything that I present to my clients, I've done and experienced it myself. So, I'm walking proof that this works. And, stepping into the magazine and the book was, I think, the last little part of the fear being confronted. It's like, it's safe. It's safe to be me and it's safe to be seen and it's safe to step and embody my personal power, whatever that is. It's been an awesome honour. Loved it and looking forward to where that takes me. So also, I don't know if you know, but the girlfriend hour coming up, the chat show. So I've got an opportunity to be opportunity to be featured on that, which is again, that's going to be another little step towards And next year, online courses and workshops is my next plan to really just go big, make more of an impact on a bigger, help as many. I think I've got it on my website. It's I'm healing the world one soul at a time.
Excellent.
So it's like next.
That's a lot of work ahead of you though, course content and writing all that stuff. I know from experience of just going through. Well, I've been going through that myself for a bit now, so we're launching some stuff after Christmas. So it is a lot of bloody work, but a lot. I've been building that for the last 2 years. That's a fulfilling feeling. So
absolutely, yes. So it's all good. Life's good.
With your co-authored chapter in Unlock Your Feminescence Code, is that about yourself or is that about a particular?
The unlock the code. Yeah, that's those stories are all about women that have had to at some point in their lives having to really connect into that their feminescence or their personal power, and what they went through to, I suppose, what their experience was in being pushed into having to step up or step in. They were all personal stories about the moments that we chose. Okay, I can stay a victim or I can become a victor. All those stories are about that sort of same theme of I could have stayed there and been miserable, or I could have done something about it. My personal turning point was
published, hasn't it? It has been released and published.
Yes. They're both out. Yeah, available in bookstores and
online.
Available online.
We'll put the links up for that as well. And lastly, do you have any special offers that you'd like to share with the listeners? I know we were talking about your ebook before.
Sure, yes. So I'm actually at the moment for the month of December and January, I've got a 33% discount on all my sessions,
33.
whether it's energy work or coaching. I usually do both in a session anyway. I throw in a bit of subconscious coaching work and as well as the energy work. So it's $99 for all my sessions.
Yep.
Booked in January, December or January. I also have a special on a 6-week transformation package. Again, that's 20% off next year's price. So as long as the listeners contact me, by the end of this month, I'm happy to book them in for next year for the same price. But as of February, then everything goes back to normal. The 6-week package is specifically for people that want to do like a complete transformation. So instead of, doing 1 or 2 sessions here and there, it's a 6-week intensive where we go through everything and literally do an emotional blueprint reset. So we clear out, any stories of anger and grief, anything that's taking away your joy and flow, basically. But yeah, that's a 6-week intensive for anyone that's ready. Because I don't know if listeners know, but this year marks the end of a 9-year cycle, astrologically, and next year is the start of a new cycle. So I've put this package together so that anyone that's ready to clean out the cupboards, let's call it, and start next year off with a clean slate and from a point of power and balance, basically.
Doesn't that make you have a bit of a think about it too, like the current status that we are in our world now, and it's a new astrological era starting.
I know, right?
So,
it is.
You wonder where it all.
Perfect timing, yeah. And I really do believe that the last couple of years have been a divine plan to push everyone's stuff to the surface. Like, everyone's in a panic because the world's collapsing, and I believe it's collapsing so that we can, create the new. And basically, you can't take any of your baggage with you into the new. So that's why everyone's been pushed. It's time. And this is why I put on these specials, because I thought now more than ever people need to clean out the emotional cupboards and, try and sort of start the next cycle nice and fresh and clear and just from a, because, I can feel the mass consciousness. It's in chaos. Everyone's stressed and fearful and, people are ringing me going, what do we do? The world's falling apart. And it's like, oh, it's okay. You'll be okay,
It is. I think it's a matter of, I think we all need to reset and go into 2022 with a complete new, open, clear mind.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice upgraded system. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, yeah.
Thanks, Carol. It's been a great conversation, one that sometimes isn't entered into quite so liberally by everyone. We'll definitely put up all your links and your discounts in the show notes and on our website for anyone wanting to reach out to Carol. We thank you again for being a wonderful guest on the show. We want you to take care and stay safe and have a merry and wonderful Christmas and a happy and prosperous new year. And we'll look forward to catching up with you in 2022 to find out how you've progressed and where you are in your journey next year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jo. It's been an absolute pleasure and a joy and an honour. And yes, Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho to everyone. And let's look forward to a nice fresh start in the new year.
Definitely.
All the best to you, Jo.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
You too. Well, that's it, guys. I do hope you enjoyed our show and our guests. A very big special thank you to Carol for sharing so much invaluable information with us. And I hope you've all found the information inspiring and it gives you something to ponder and perhaps action over the weekend. Now, Carol has worked to combine various modalities that complement each other in shifting energy at all levels, mind, body, and spirit. And her intention is to assist in your growth, activate your body's own natural healing abilities, and transform you so that you can step powerfully into living your greatest life. Now, if you struggle with anxiety, intuitive energy healing will enable you to reach a state of deep relaxation. You will truly be able to chill out, and that's for real. Energy facilitates the release of a person's overstressed mind and body. It will allow you to breathe easier and deeper. and deep is good. So take this opportunity to start your journey to releasing your own anxiety in a session with Carol now. For myself, intuitive energy healing helped relieve my own anxiety by quieting the negative chatter in my head that so many of us experience. And intuitive energy healing delivers peace and clarity, and it makes it possible for you to experience calm. And it reestablishes your balance, and that's cool. It's very cool. So your beliefs are the matrix upon which your entire reality lies. Beliefs are the energy that underlies the creation of your thoughts, and your thoughts are what create your feelings, and your feelings are what create your actions and behaviors. A large part of the intuitive energy healing approach deals with this very matrix. So it's the secret of instantly changing your beliefs, which has the power to change your life. As always, I really appreciate you guys giving me your time to listen to the radio show. You can find more information on the episode and Carol in the show notes or on my social media pages, or visit my website, www.kickasswomen.com.au. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast to get the latest episodes sent directly to you. Well, that's all for today's show. Thanks for your company and for listening to Kickass Radio. It's not goodbye, but see you later. Stay safe and well, and keep in touch. Coscoms, go on, get your glow on. Become a glow-getter.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Kickass Radio, where we kick goals and deliver empowering conversations for women. Want to hear more from Kickass Women and Jo Sainsbury? Visit the Kickass Women website or follow Kickass Women on Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram. See you on the next episode of Kickass Radio.